After the Fukushima nuclear plant incident in Japan, the first country to announce that it would phase out nuclear power was Germany. In our new series called A City's Green Journey, we take you on a tour around Germany to follow the country's progress towards becoming 100% reliant on renewable energy by the year 2050. Starting from today, we will be taking a journey around the towns and cities of Germany to follow their progress on developing green energy sources. Our first stop is the capital city of Berlin. This is the Reichstag, the German parliament. Every day there is a long line of tourists here waiting to take a look inside the greenest parliament building in the world.
Germany's renewable energy policy dates back to the oil crisis of 1974 and the Chernobyl disaster of 1986. The limited supply of oil and the dangers of nuclear power eventually led to the Renewable Energy Act, which came into force in the year 2000.
Reflected by mirrors, sunlight is beamed into the parliament below. In the year 2000, an important law was passed here, the German Renewable Energy Act, which changed the country's energy policy.
What's very important is that the Act gives investors a 20-year time frame for the investments they're making. So they know that for 20 years they will be getting a steady fee for the electricity they produce from wind or from solar or from biomass.
At the time, renewable energy made up 6% of Germany's national output. Nevertheless, the country set a bold target of 12% by 2010, which was surpassed in the year 2008. Now the target for 2020 is 40%, and by 2050, Germany aims to be 100% renewable energy. However, Germany still relies heavily on nuclear power. In 2010, Chancellor Angela Merkel announced an extension of the country's nuclear program, which did not provoke the ire that was expected until Japan suffered its nuclear accident and public opinion shifted. Protests broke out all over the country in a collective call to ban nuclear power.
It was only 1 month before the 25th anniversary of Chernobyl. So it was already planned to have information about the effects of Chernobyl, and we never have hoped that this will happen again, but it happened again just a month before the anniversary.
The German government responded quickly. 3 days after the nuclear disaster in Japan, Merkel cancelled the nuclear plant extension plan. The following day, she closed down 8 power stations which had been operating for 30 years or more. Overnight, Germany lost 10% of its electricity supply. 2 months later, the Chancellor announced the other 9 power plants would be phased out in 10 years, making Germany nuclear-free in 2022.
And it made the people very nervous. And those memories are still there. There's a lot of people who remember Chernobyl, or they've told their children about it, so their children have heard about it. And then they watch what's going on in Fukushima. They watch the television and they see people being told, be careful about drinking the water, we're not sure about the vegetables, if they're safe or not. And it brings all those memories back.
Germany produces 20% of its electricity from renewable sources. Contrast that to Taiwan, which imports 99.39% of its power in the form of fossil and nuclear fuel, and you'll see that Taiwan should be paying more attention to renewable energy, which currently makes up less than 1% of national output. Although Taiwan passed a law based on Germany's Renewable Energy Act in 2009, the political will is not there.
Can we set a clear target for a precise year when Taiwan will reach a certain percentage of renewable energy? In Germany, that's very clear. In their law, they use a legal process to set it.
With the legally binding act in place, the Germans are actively developing alternative sources of energy.
德国政府宣布废核之后，国内
Since the German government started phasing out its nuclear plant, the local media has been following the issue and reporting on solar, wind and other renewable sources. Even in the second quarter of 2011, when the country posted virtually zero economic growth, over 80% of the public still supported the nuclear ban. Tomorrow, we will look at the issue of renewable energy from a different point of view.